welcome back to
Beer.
Oh, I got it before you this time.
And books. That was
like, wait for it.
It's very hard. This beer has more pressure. It was harder.
I guess.
So welcome to Beer and Books. We're back. More beer and more books. We have different beers today. Let's see what I got here.
Very different.
What do you got?
From each other.
What do you got?
This is considered a sour, I think. There were some other ones nearby that I was really tempted by, but I thought I would get this one. So I don't know if you've ever heard of Jolly Good before. Is that mostly, that's like a Midwestern thing, isn't it?
It's kind of Wisconsin.
Or Wisconsin specific.
Soda?
So maybe you've not. So there's Jolly Good soda, which is also very yummy. But they have this Jolly beer from Stubborn Brothers Brewery. I had never heard of it before. And yeah, like I said, there were some other flavors. So I'm liking this. So I'm going to be excited to try the other ones. This is an orange creamsicle. And I was telling Corey before we got on here that I just loved like orange creamsicle anything. I was a little nervous about it being a beer though. I'm like, I don't know. Is that something that can work as a beer? But it is pretty tasty. So if you don't like bitter beer, like, because I know a lot of people are just not beer drinkers a lot because of that reason. Like this would be like a sweeter option, even though they would call it a sour, I think, but it's not sour, it's sweet.
It's good. Yeah, that was her first sip when we cracked that open.
That was my very first
sip. And this
sip. It's good.
Same with me here. I'm having a Blackbird Black IPA. This is from Lakefront Brewing Company in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So Black IPA is not generally my style of IPA, but I do enjoy them once in a while, especially in the winter.
Yeah, I thought it looked interesting.
Big roasted malt flavor.
Too, a pink can.
6.8 ABV. But yeah, it's pretty good.
So I guess I didn't realize like the difference then between that and other ones. Is it like a heavier one then? That's why you don't really like them most of the time?
Yeah, more malt.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, still got the same hoppiness.
It looked intriguing.
A little more malty. Yeah, if you pour it, it's definitely more of a dark color.
Okay, well. Because it says black. It's black. What is that one called? Blackbird.
Blackbird. It's got like a crow on it.
That's good.
Yeah. So this Lakefront Brewing Company.
We've been there before.
Yeah, it's probably one of the more fun brewing tours if you live in that area because
we haven't done it. In
the guides are super funny,
very
fun. And you get to sample like throughout the whole tour, not just at the end. Like every room they pour the samples for you to try.
So it's pretty worth your money.
Yeah.
If you do.
So obviously this is easy to find in our area. I don't know if they have it in different areas.
I don't know.
But my first time having this Blackbird.
Yeah.
But we've had a lot of their beers and they're all pretty good.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, let us know. I mean, this will be posted later, so like not, we're filming this on Friday night.
We always film on Friday.
You'll watch it sometime on Saturday. So let us know what you're having. Maybe you'll be having some afternoon coffee or afternoon something else, because it'll probably be afternoon by the time this is posted. We'll see.
Wine's fine. Beer.
Or whatever you're having.
Gin
if you're not
tonic.
watching it till tomorrow night.
Jolly Good soda.
Maybe you're having a beverage of some kind.
LaCroix, whatever.
But then, we'd also love to know what you're reading, most importantly.
Yeah, this is beer and books.
Going to talk about a couple different things, but we'll start with like updates on some current reads.
Yeah, we've kind of been going through our hopefuls for January, and we have 1 week left of January, so let's see how we're doing on our hopefuls.
Yeah, I am clearly reading way too many things most of the time, but this one was very highly anticipated for me, and maybe for a lot of you as well. I'm reading Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. This is the third book in the Empyrean series. So there's Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, and now Onyx Storm. I believe there's going to be 2 more books. So it's like a 5-book series. And I probably could be flying through this faster than I am, but I'm actually kind of intentionally going a little slower because I'd like to savor it and because I don't know when the next book is going to come out. So then we're all going to be waiting for a really long time for the next one. And she's really good at doing crazy cliffhangers. So we know we're all going to be like hanging at the end, wondering what's going to happen next. And so I might as well take a little bit of time with it, but I'll still have this done for sure before the end of the month. I am like 25% of the way through. You got to see these pages. Like,
that's awesome.
OMG. Like, look at how stunning these pages are, and the cover is really, really pretty too. So There was like this whole drama with this book though that maybe you have heard. If you're not if you're not a fan of this series, I know that some people who aren't still kind of like to follow along with the drama.
Yeah.
But yeah, they sorely underestimated like how popular this book would be and that people would want it. Which is funny because the same thing, like people went crazy over Iron Flame too. And so I don't really know why they didn't learn from that. But a lot of us had placed pre-orders with Amazon. And I don't think you could pre-order this like really pretty special edition through Target. And that was the issue then with Target, it was like you had to get it in person.
Yeah.
And they only made so many, and so there were a ton of disappointed people, especially people who got up crazy early, and in a lot of places where it was frigid like it is here for us. So I did not do that. So there's an even slightly cooler edition that Target put out that I don't have, but I'm still very pleased with this one. I'm fine with it. But I pre-ordered mine on Amazon, and the same issue is happening with them though, that lots of people were getting their orders canceled entirely. Like they couldn't fulfill like how many pre-orders they got, which is nuts to me. I pre-ordered this book in March of last year. Like that's crazy. And so a lot of people were getting disappointed that like their orders were either getting pushed back or canceled. Mine had not been canceled yet, but I wasn't gonna trust that. And so I was like, I'm gonna go see if I can find this out in the wild. So of all places, I got my copy at Walmart. So Walmart came through for me. I was very happy. So then I went and canceled my Amazon pre-order, but yeah, just like the crazy drama of it all. Everybody wanted to get their hands on a really pretty edition, because I don't know how many they're really honestly gonna make, or like when they're out, are they bringing some back or whatnot. So I didn't want it with the regular pages. So
hopefully they figure that out by the book.
Right, I really hope so. Hopefully they've definitely learned by then. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I loved Fourth Wing, loved it. And then Iron Flame fell a little flat for me. I still gave it 4 stars, so I still thought it was really good. But I definitely did not like it as much as I liked Fourth Wing. So people that have finished Onyx Storm already, which people are crazy because the book literally published on Tuesday.
People probably read it in one day.
Oh yeah, I know for sure people did. They were like, "Do not disturb me. I am reading this no matter what," and they were able to
like
either take off work or I don't know what they did, and
like,
or
I'm
they
sick.
ignored their kids all day and
There's
read the
a
book.
storm
I'm not
brewing.
Sure. I don't judge, but I did not do that, so I'm not done with it. But what I've been hearing is that it has redeemed the Iron Flame disappointment from a lot of people, that they've now liked this one more than Iron Flame.
Really?
So, and I am enjoying it. So I will probably feel the same way. I can't say that with full certainty yet because I'm not done with it, but so far I'm enjoying it. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that one.
Cool.
And then,
So I am on my third of 3 books I had hoped to read this month, which is good for me. 3 books in a month for me is an excellent accomplishment. But this next one's a short one. It is this one, Looking for Alaska by Mr. John Green.
I wonder how many of those could fit in Onyx Storm.
I know.
So this one is definitely not short.
It's a little smaller. I mean, this is a YA novel. So I started actually last weekend. I made good progress. I haven't really done much this week just because I haven't been feeling super well. But I'm liking it so far. It follows Miles as he goes to a boarding school and he meets this group of friends. One of the girls he meets, her name is Alaska. She's kind of a bad influence on him, but it's also like helping him get out of his shell and meet new people, and they're doing, some kid stuff. But yeah, pretty good book. I'm gonna read some more tomorrow. I'm actually going to Assault Room tomorrow. I got an appointment with an Assault Room. I'm gonna try it out, see if it can open up my sinus cavities. So that's a 45-minute session, and you can read in there. So I'll maybe bring this book, maybe a different book, but probably this book, and knock some more out. It's a short book. I have no problem finishing it up before the end of the month. So this is my last book for the month, so I'm on pace. I think maybe for our next episode, that'll be end of next month, so we can share.
I of course will have not done as well, but that's because I also I made mine a lot more unrealistic, which is what I do.
But I think in that episode we can also share our February hopefuls.
Which of course some of my a couple of my January ones will kind of
You'll have
float
some
into
carryovers.
February, and then I'll
Yeah.
still have some other ones that I want to get to as
So
well.
we can
So
share our hopefuls for
I
February.
aim
So
kind of high.
stay tuned for
It's a
that.
problem.
Yes. So I'll finish this one up. Yeah. If you've read it, let me know. I've not heard many people who've read it. The person I heard that read it and loved it, obviously that was really the only person I've heard talk about this book.
Mhm.
And that was the reason I picked it up.
Mhm.
So
Awesome.
do it up. All right. So we're going to talk quick about our February virtual book club book.
Mhm.
We met with our last,
Our last one was this past Sunday.
yes, we met
the
on Sunday
January
for
book.
and we finished that up. Great discussion. That was awesome. So our next book is a lot different from that one. We are meeting February 23rd on Google Meet. So if you want to join in, let us know. There's still plenty of time to read it, and there's time to join in on. We're reading this book, The Banned Bookshop of Maggie Banks.
Mhm.
So very different read
Mhm.
from the mystery we did last month,
Yep.
but this actually sounds very, very interesting.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's a book you've seen or heard of, but this was the one that won. We usually
It's
give
very appropriate
yeah.
for the times, that's for sure.
For sure.
Books being banned all over the place.
Yeah. So Maggie has to open an underground book club
Mhm.
because the town she lives in, they're very particular of what books they can sell.
Mhm.
And nobody wants to read the books they sell. They all want to read the banned books.
Mhm.
So she has to open an underground
Those are the good
bookstore.
books.
Yeah. She opens an underground book club where they can read the banned books. So it's like prohibition of books.
Mhm.
And she uncovers like a secret of the town. And yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be really good. I think it'll produce some good discussion as
Yeah,
well, even though it's not like a heart pounding thriller or
Yeah.
mystery or anything like that.
I think
I think
it'll-
there's gonna be like found family aspects, like
Mhm.
community coming together,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I'm
just
excited.
over 300 pages. I mean, for our book club, we want books that are going to generate good discussion.
Mhm. So I think this one will do that.
I think this could have that in it. So let us know if you want to join in. Plenty of
Yes.
time. It'll be a fun read for everyone.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to try to go quick. We're going to keep this to 30 minutes. We have 18 minutes. We can each talk
Can
for
we do it?
1.2 minutes per book. So we each have 5 books that we have been on our bookshelves
way
for
too
what
long.
we think is too long without being read, or they are books that we wanted to read
Mhm.
for a while and haven't. So
Mhm.
we each have 5 books. We'll go through them quickly.
Yep.
But
So this one, I've literally only seen one other person talk about it on Instagram, minus the person who just messaged me recently, because I made a poll in my stories on there, and I pulled like 4 books and said, pick one of these for me to finally read next
Mhm.
month. Like I'm gonna put it in my February TBR. Because I'm like, these have been on my shelf for too long. So one of those books is The Girl He Used to Know by Tracy Garvis Graves. So the girl that I did see talk about it on Instagram was like, this book is like way underrated. Like people should be talking about
Yeah.
it. So it looks good. New York Times bestselling author of On the Island presents an addictive, hopelessly romantic novel about the power of fate and unconditional love. So yeah, I think I don't know if you would necessarily call it a rom-com. Maybe it's more of a romance, but since we're trying to be a little bit more concise, I won't read the whole back here, but it says, wise, tender, and refreshing, a must-read author. Taylor Jenkins Reid, best-selling author of Daisy Jones and the Six, has her stamp of approval on the front. So
that's good.
yeah,
It's a good
so
stamp.
I don't know why I've not read it. Like I can tell you why. I get distracted by all the bright and shiny new books that everybody else is talking about.
There's a bookmark in there.
And
What
I
is
already
it?
have a bookmark in there
What is it?
from Lions Books.
Is that
in
where you got it?
Neenah. Yep.
Oh,
So yep, I've definitely
has been
had
a while.
I've definitely had this one for far too long.
it's been a while.
So,
Awesome.
So yeah, it's time. I
Yeah.
need to read it soon.
Let us know if you've read any of these books.
Yeah, that
or
would be
maybe
great.
drop a comment like one of your books that's been on your shelf for like forever.
Yeah, where you think
And
you
like,
really need to pick it
there's
up.
really no reason. Like, it's not like it's a bad book. It's
Right,
just
you got it for a reason.
there's other
one
shiny
point.
books coming out that.
They're really
are better.
distracting.
So one for me is one from Book of the Month Club. This is a December 2023.
So it's been a bit.
So over a year,
Yep.
not too long. But this is one that always draws me in. I don't know why. Maybe it's the title. And
Well, I read the description too when I first got it, and I thought it looked really good.
No
too.
One Can Know by Kate Alice Marshall. This book, we were just talking, it reminds us a lot of a book that we both loved, which is Home is Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose. But it kind of follows the main character. She's forced to move back to the home that she grew up in, and something gruesome happened there. And there's she works with her sisters, and they're uncovering the story of what happened.
Yeah. It looks good.
Yeah, very
really
creepy,
cool, really cool
thriller,
cover,
mystery.
too. It's very intriguing, or draws you in.
Yeah. And Emma begins to wonder just what her siblings will do to keep the past buried, and whether she did the right thing staying quiet about what was whispered that night. No one can know.
Creepy.
I have nightmares already. But yeah, we both love books like this.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna want to read. That's not in my pile, but I definitely want to read it.
So that's yes.
I saw something on Instagram. I've probably seen it more than once, but people either put it in like a real form or do it like in a meme or something. And I saw it recently where it said, when a book lover says that they will read a book soon, it means it'll be anywhere between 5 to 500 business days or something like that. And I'm like, that is so accurate.
Yeah.
The word soon is a very loose term.
Well, it depends your definition of soon.
Sometimes I mean it. Sometimes when I say soon,
like when we
it
say
actually does mean soon in a lot of people's brains.
I think when we say soon, it's like this year. But it also could be tomorrow. Like I could grab one of these to and tomorrow.
Just decide.
It's like doing it.
Yep.
Can I try your orange creamsicle?
Yeah, sure.
Is it good?
It is good.
Am I gonna like it?
I don't know. You might not like it. I like it.
Ooh, it actually is kind of good. Yeah, it is a sour.
Yeah, I would say it's like sour and then sweet.
Very different than
Very
what I'm
different
drinking.
than that.
It actually isn't too bad.
Okay, I wasn't sure how you.
If you've had Jolly Good soda, let us know. If you can find it, delicious soda. Like it's been around for a long, since we were kids.
His parents get it sometimes, and they have it at their house, and so it's fun to have it when we go.
It's
to there
kind of made a resurgence.
They have like a bunch of different flavors: grape, orange.
There's one called Sour
lemon,
Power.
Lemon lime, maybe, or that's probably.
And
that
there's
one
grape, cream soda.
Cream soda. They're pretty good.
And there's there's good.
It's kind of making me want some now.
Yeah.
The kids would probably.
It's like.
Well, we've talked about going
nostalgic.
to visit the place for it too, like where they bottle it and stuff. Be kind of fun.
Delicious.
Anyway, back to books.
Beer and books.
You may audibly gasp when you see the next book that I'm going to hold up because it's a very popular book.
I gasped. I couldn't
But
believe
I still have not read The Midnight Library. Well, neither have you, so.
Oh, I know, but.
So it's not just me that has not
I'm
read
making
it.
fun of you.
But yeah. However, I've also heard very mixed
I know,
reviews
that's the
on this
thing.
book too. So it's like, yes, it's shocking that I haven't read it yet, but then I've heard some people say that they really disliked it.
That's kind of turning us off on it a little bit.
Yeah, because maybe I've heard more negative things than positive, but yet I have heard a decent amount of people say that they really liked it.
It does sound interesting. And
What's getting me right away is how short it is, and there's short chapters. So.
And Matt's written a ton of books. I was shocked. I was
Well,
telling Katie.
he has a new one out.
He's got 9 children's books too.
Now, too, that I won't read until I read this one and see if I even like him as an author. But
this does look very readable.
Yes, it looks short and like really short chapters.
So if you read that one, let us know. Should we read it or not? Like, what is your opinion?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna read it.
I know.
Because it's a nice hardcover book that I bought brand new. So
we bought that when we were traveling.
Yeah. I do think I'm gonna put this on my February TBR because it's been too long.
It's
definitely been too long.
It's a very interesting premise. So this is a book that hasn't been on my shelf for too long, but it's been around for a long, long time. And I found it at a used book sale. I actually really want to read Jurassic Park first. So this is the second book, obviously, The Lost World. I am on the lookout for the matching copy of Jurassic Park. The one that looks like this.
Can't you just go buy it brand new?
I know it.
I
don't want it brand new. I want it to be similar to this one.
No, but you may not find a used copy.
So I've been asked if anyone has a copy, can you send it to me, please?
They're not going to forfeit their copy.
Well, that'd be very nice of you. But yeah,
Unless you pay them generously for it. Maybe.
So I grew up I was born in 87, so actually the first movie I saw in the theaters ever was Jurassic Park. My dad took me, which I'm a little shocked by, because
When you
I
were too
was
little.
like 6. And granted, we let our
Although
son
we've
watch
let
it.
Ezra watch the.
But I remember we
Jurassic
sat in the
Park
front
movies.
row and I fell asleep to it. But I've heard the book is so good. The Jurassic Park, like people are like, you know the story, it's not gonna be that good. But I've heard the book is excellent. And it's super like, it reads well, it's fast read, it just flows really well, and it's different. It's different, but similar to the movie. So I found this, actually, I think I paid $1 for this copy at a used
it's
book
nice.
sale, which is amazing.
Hardcover,
But
nice shape.
Once I find this copy of Jurassic Park, I'm gonna lose it. I keep finding the little like.
Because he looks pretty much everywhere we go.
I keep-
Anytime we go to a
I know,
used-
but I think it's kind of become popular again. So if anyone has it, let me know. Send it to me. I will like, I don't know. I'll give you like a virtual hug or something. But yeah, so I really want to read this one and Jurassic Park. I think it'd be awesome. It'd be really nostalgic for me because I mean,
You've seen the movies, but not
Yeah.
the books. Yeah.
but
Mhm.
try to find it
Alright.
for me.
Next up for me.
I'll send you a beer in the mail. Wait, you can't do that.
Yeah, no.
I would know.
Do that. This is by Sherry Lapina. I think she has like a lot of books, and I've only read one by her, and I did really like it. It was super disturbing though, because it was like it had to do with like a baby being kidnapped, and it just was like pretty unsettling. But I did like it. That one that I read by her is The Couple Next Door, but this one is called Not a Happy Family, and this was a what's it called? Book outlet. This was a book outlet.
Well, that was
purchase.
yeah.
This was one of the first books I
We
got
ordered
from
from
Book
them one
Outlet.
time and
Yeah.
it was successful.
Well, no, we've ordered from them a few times now, or a couple times. This was like one that I ordered, like, long time
Oh,
ago.
really?
Mm-hmm. Like before you were getting into reading. But yeah, it has like those like I never know what to call it, but those like fun pages. That I think that one has it too.
Yeah, Jurassic The
I
Lost
don't know
World
what it's
has it.
called, but
Yeah.
like they're kind of like jagged.
Can you see
like,
that?
I don't know if you can even
It's
see
awesome, yeah.
It's kind of fun. Like
It
a
almost
different
makes it
thing.
easier to like flip through too.
Yeah. Yeah, this one, okay, in this family, everyone is keeping secrets, even the dead. So yeah, it's one of those like family, like, or like what they would call it a domestic thriller.
Yeah.
Yeah. Family drama, like somebody in the family is guilty, like who is it, you know, kind of thing.
Those are the best.
Mhm. So it's like, who can you trust? Can you even trust your family members?
You
Apparently not. Yeah.
Never.
So it does look good. Again, I don't know why it's been on my shelf for forever. Lots of people like her, and I'm sure it's an excellent thriller. So I gotta get to
You're
more.
about to find out.
In 5 to 500 business days.
Yeah. So here's a book that you may have heard of. You may have seen the movie. So Katie was saying that she's had this book like since before we were even
pretty
dating.
sure.
So that's like forever
That's a long
ago.
time.
But this is one that's kind of got it on my radar recently. Because I've heard people talking about it, and I knew we had it. I'm not sure I'm gonna feel about it, but I have a strong desire to read books like this. It's just a matter of can I handle them or can I? But like I have a strong desire to actually do it. But this one is Atonement by Ian McEwan. So I actually got another one of his books recently. It's called Amsterdam. That was the winner of the Booker Prize. So I want to read that one maybe before this one or around the same time because I don't know. I definitely want to try to read this book because I think it'd be a great important read. But it's historical fiction.
Which neither of us really
It does
get into all
take
that
place
much.
in 1935. But yeah, I just heard his writing is so amazing and just, you know, I don't know, like
I clearly was interested in it at one point.
all the acclaim for it at the beginning is just amazing. All the words you're using to describe it, but yeah, so I didn't want to give this one a go. Let me know if you have read it because I'd love to hear some more happy
Yeah.
not happy
More positive
thoughts, but like
reviews.
some good reviews of it because it's an old book, obviously,
Been around for a while.
it's been around for many, many years, but definitely one I have a strong desire to pick up along with his other one, Amsterdam. But he's written a ton of books too.
next up for me is Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. So I read, this is part of a duology. I read the first one, Divine Rivals, last year, and I didn't immediately pick up the second one. I don't know why. Again, got distracted by other books and thought, oh, well, I'll get to it eventually. And like the first one did kind of end like with a cliffhanger. And I do remember how it ended, even though I read that book a while ago. So I'd be able to like read this and not have to like do a reread of the other one, you know. So that's another reason I really want to get to it pretty soon, because I don't want to be in that position where it is so far removed that I'm like, like, but this is, these are YA. So I would recommend these over like the Empyrean series that I was talking about before, if like you want something a little bit more wholesome, because this does not have spice in it. It is romance, so these are also considered romantasy, just like that other series. But yeah, this is one that I don't know if I'd recommend it for like younger teens, honestly. I'd say, I don't know if I'd give it like a specific age necessarily. But maybe on that like upper like
high school.
Yeah, like upper high school, I would say. But yeah, these, I mean, they're not, I wouldn't call it historical fiction, even though it does take place like many years ago. You can't really, I don't know. Historical fiction is, yes, it's fiction, but a lot of the stories are based on like true events typically.
Correct.
So that's where you get, that's, you know, why it's called historical fiction. This is fantasy. So this, you know, doesn't really happen, but I mean, it does talk about wartime and everything too, which war does happen. Will their love end the war or break the world? Filled with romance, longing, and a race to save each other and those they care about, Ruthless Vows is the epic conclusion to Divine Rivals, an Iris and Roman's breathtaking love story. When I was reading Divine Rivals, I kept getting like Taylor Swift vibes too, because they communicate via typewriters, like magical typewriters, and I just kept envisioning the Fortnite music video. If you are a Taylor Swift fan, you know what I'm talking about. If you are not, sorry. But the Fortnite music video, so from her newest album, The Tortured Poets Department, that she put out last year, that was basically like in my head like the whole time I was reading it.
That's funny.
Yeah, so yeah, I definitely need to get to this. It's like such a gorgeous book, by the way. Divine Rivals, I don't have it down here, but that one is really pretty too. That one is dark. So that one's black.
It's a little longer.
With, yeah, this one does look a little bit longer than the first. And look, okay, this would kill you. Look at how tiny the print is in this book. The font is like super tiny.
That's scary.
So it probably would take me a bit, because with how small it is, and then the book is still over 400 pages. So
it's not a quick read.
But yeah, YA. And then this author actually is coming out with a new book in the fall. So it'd be nice to get this read, so that I could like read her next one, even though it's not part of this series or anything.
Nice.
But it is a standalone. I
love it. So my next book is Matthew Quick's We Are the Light. You may have heard the name Matthew Quick. He wrote the book The Silver Linings Playbook, which was turned into a Oscar-nominated movie,
which we really enjoyed. We've seen it more than once.
So this is a kind of a book. It's a thin book, but this is one that we have up in our bedroom. And I've taken it on and off the bookshelf and read it, the synopsis.
Probably no less than a dozen times.
A dozen times? I'm like,
that's what I'm going with.
I don't know if I'm drawn to this, you know,
because it's
binding or what, but
the cover.
I mean, and every time I read it, like it doesn't really sound like a book I would love, but it also does, because it's kind of a slower, a mystery of sorts. But I don't know. This is one I gotta just do. I gotta give it a whirl. It's a quick read.
Staring at it.
Because
it's
embarrassing how many times I've read the synopsis of the book, and it's like,
I still haven't read it.
It's because it's like on my way to, when I go to bed, it's like on the wall. I'm like, this looks good again. So this is one I just gotta do, or I gotta move it to a different spot.
Yeah, so you stop looking at it.
It's like, yeah, I don't know. It sounds very interesting. I think it'd be great. Obviously, he's a very talented writer.
Yeah, I did read The Silver Linings Playbook, and then have seen the movie, and both were excellent.
And it looks very crushable. This is November 2022, so
Yeah, you're due.
It's
November 2022. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to do that. We got to get that one in this year for no
yes,
doubt.
Yes. Last but not least for me is The Reunion by Kayla Olson. So funny story about this book. This book has appeared in like, I don't know how many of our reels, but we've just grabbed this book for whatever reason. So, we need a pile of books.
It's a nice looking book.
Corey has grabbed it.
It's a beautiful book.
This author has seen it in our reels, and embarrassingly, I haven't actually even read it, even though it keeps appearing in them. And I've even chatted with her on Instagram, and so I feel really guilty. She's so nice, and I want to be able to say I finally read your book and it was very good. And she just came out with a new one, so I feel like I gotta read this one, even though her new one is set in the winter time. So I clearly would like to read that one now. But this one looks really cute. It looks like it's pretty short as well. But the premise for this one, let's see. Sometimes real life happy endings require going off script. So This is I think the main character is a TV star, I want to say. Not movie star, maybe TV star. Yeah, so it's I think a lot of this takes place on a TV set, a set. Yeah, not a movie set, but it begins to question whether there's room in the spotlight for her real life happy ending. Okay, so it looks very cute. And she does actually have a couple other books that I have not looked into.
You gotta read that for her.
I really need to read
You gotta read it for her.
so that I can finally say oh, I read your book,
So you've had that one for a while.
Yeah, way too long. Let's see, yeah, January of 2023. So
that's
2 years old. Yeah.
It's a beautiful looking book.
It is.
All right, last but not least for me is, so this is a series of books that Katie actually bought me the whole series
So
2 Christmases ago.
It's not the one we just had, but yeah.
So it's an 8-book series. It is a show that we loved.
Mm-hmm.
We still love the show. We love the show, but it's Dexter.
And yeah, I want to read them too, but
yeah,
I don't know. It's hard because we've already seen the show,
and
so it's almost weird going back.
The
That's
reason
probably why you have.
I'm a little hesitant is because I'm also curious to see how similar it is to the
similar
show,
or different.
But I'm also hesitant because I know the story so well and I know what happens. It's like reading a book after you watch a movie, kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. It's obviously a great series to own, and I really want to read. This is the first book in the series. It's 8 books, so it's a commitment. It's a commitment.
I think we both need to, at the very least, give the first one.
Some of the later ones are even longer, but yeah,
we'd want to continue.
We love this story. We love the concept. The show is absolutely brilliant. If you've seen it,
if you can handle
let us know.
Some dark content, but it's really good.
Just a really clever show and a brilliant story.
A deep delve, deep dive into the human psyche, honestly.
Yeah.
If you like psychology or true crime or
forensic analysts,
any of that kind of stuff,
yeah. I mean, a lot of people have seen the show, so you probably have heard of it. You probably know. So this is obviously the show cover of these books with Michael C. Hall, who plays Dexter. But yeah, I gotta give this book a try. I think I might have maybe tried to start it once.
Started it, you barely made it into it.
And I never really got into it. So definitely want to get through this one this year. And maybe slowly read through the series. But I'm curious, but also hesitant to do it. Just because we've seen the series multiple times, all the way through.
We have watched
we still have friends over every Sunday night to watch it on Showtime.
Yep, we paid extra for Showtime so we could watch it.
And it was a fun thing. But if you read the books, let me know. If you've seen the show, let me know because
how they differ from each other.
How they're similar.
Because clearly, things are going to be different. Because when books are adapted into a show or a movie, either they do the books justice, where I feel like there's some really good adaptations out there, where they've done a really good job. But then other times it's just there's also just no way for you to fully encapsulate what's in a book in a movie or a show, because it's condensed. There's so much detail in a book that you would be watching a movie for however many hours or
Well,
like,
obviously the show's a lot of hours. That's
shows are
you know.
are more hours. That's true.
They're hour episodes, but
Yeah. But it's just hard. It's a hard thing to do.
yeah. So I'm
And
curious. I
hard
want
thing
to.
to do well.
I gotta
sometimes.
check it out to see how it
Yeah.
compares because the first season of that show is absolutely bonkers
Mm-hmm.
and so good. But yeah, that's it. Those are the books. 5 books, 10 books that we got a lot. I mean, to be honest, we have a ton of books that we need to read.
Yeah, we could have
Like,
been on here for a lot
we could-
longer, you know,
like-
to talk about other ones that have been on the shelf for too long.
Maybe for next week, we need to get a count of our TBR books.
Oh yeah, because we keep talking about that.
We got to get a
we,
count.
we were able to tell everybody, I think, either in Let's Talk Books or in this one. I don't know, like how many books we have total.
Yeah,
But that's books we've read and books we've not read.
and our kids' books.
And our kids' books. But yeah,
So
be interesting to count. I almost don't want to because I feel like it would be
no,
embarrassing.
we need to get a count so we can.
Then it's really gonna make me want to put myself on a
So-
a small book buying ban. But you know,
Well, we're already kind of on one.
but it's really loose, so not really.
I said kind of.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, so enjoy this episode.
Mhm.
I really appreciate how many people have been watching these episodes.
Mhm.
I think this is the 4th one now. So we're going to keep going with this series because we love beer, we love books.
Yeah.
If you can get on for our Monday nights,
Mhm.
we do
That's our
Let's
live
Talk Books
episode.
Unscripted live. That is a longer episode. It's live so we can interact
Mhm.
and it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
So if you can get on for that, Monday nights, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Mhm.
And then obviously Let's Talk Books, we're filming it.
Yeah.
We film on Fridays, we post them Saturdays. So
Yeah.
thank you everyone who's watching. Continue to watch our videos because we wanted this channel to grow.
Yeah.
We want people to love books and beer just like us.
So we will catch you on the next one.
Cheers.